Good morning. This is a video just for my Patreon subscribers. So this is a video just for my Patreon subscribers. And this is something that I'm going to start doing a lot is making private videos that are just for my Patreon subscribers because you guys are making my channel possible. By subscribing to my Patreon, you help me to have an income that helps me to put all of my focus into making good videos and content. So to thank people that are basically, financially supporting my channel through my Patreon, I make private videos. And um, after a year, after a year, I plan to publish them publicly on YouTube after a year, most of them. Some things I'll probably just keep private just for my Patreon people forever. But a lot of these videos I plan to in a year, so in March 4th. Today is March 4th, 2024. On March 4th, 2025, in a year, I might release them. But at least for a year, these will be just for Patreon. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But for right now, the only people that are going to have access to these videos are private videos or my Patreon subscribers. Okay. For at least a year. Nobody else is going to have access. If you're paying on my Patreon, you get access. But this is my first video that I've done this way. It's kind of cool being able to. I don't know. This is kind of a new ground for me. I look at all of this, as related to the spirits, related to the Shem angels and the spirits and all of that. I just did my sunrise rituals, and since I just did my sunrise rituals, I'm gradually working through the liturgy of Mithras. So I'll do that with you. I'm just doing the beginning part where then then take the breaths of the rays, but I put my focus in intention in not having the astral projection that can come later. Trying not to do that, but just stay here, but doing the breath. So the Mithras liturgy, I have my candle lit. If you guys want to do this with me, just have a lit candle. What we're doing is we're invoking the blessings of Mithras. Now it's interesting because this is from the Greek magical papyri. So it's the Greek magical papyri, and it is from PGM4. It's a text for having an astral projection type of vision thing, and it's actually supposed to grant immortality. Immortality. So it's an immortalization ritual. So sometimes when I break into large rituals like this, I break them into sections and I just memorize the first part and then I go on to the next one. So as of right now, I just read the beginning each day. So each day I light a candle at a solar moment and I recite the beginning part. So here we go. I'm going to do it on camera. Never done this before. Here we go. So the opening of the text, I'm going to read it even though it probably doesn't go. This is just the person writing to the reader, I guess. Be gracious to me, O Providence and Psyche, as I write these mysteries handed down, not for gain, but for instruction. And for an only child I request immortality. O initiates of this our power, furthermore it is necessary for you, O daughter, to take the juices of herbs and spices, which will to you at the end of my holy treatise, which the great god Helios Mithras ordered to be revealed to me by his archangel, so that I alone may ascend into heaven as an inquirer and behold the universe. So this is something that this is a particular text, a magic text that I've been studying a lot, and I plan to study daily and go deeper into daily. This is the Liturgy of Mithras. It probably dates from around the 4th century, written by an Egyptian magician on Mithras. It's an immortalization ritual and an astral projection, an astrological or astral ascent. So here we go. I've got my lit candle. If you want to light the candle at home and read along with me, here we go. First origin of my origin. First beginning of my beginning. For spirit of spirit, the first of the spirit in me. Spirit given by God to my mixture of the mixtures in me, the first of the fire in me. Water of water, the first of the water in me. Earthy substance, the first of the earthy substance in me. My complete body, I, whose mother is, which was formed by a noble arm and an incorruptible right hand in a world without light and yet radiant, without soul and yet alive with soul. Now if it be your will, Meterta fot mes tarta fevrie yevrezat. Give me over to immortal birth, and following that to my underlying nature, so that after the present need which is pressing me exceedingly, I may gaze upon the immortal beginning with the immortal spirit. Ancre frene sofivric, with the immortal water. Evronoi pavraconet, with the most steadfast air. Eoipsenabot, that I may be born again in thought. Krao krax vraoim enarkomai, and the sacred spirit may breathe in me. Nectena poto nectinarpiet, so that I may wonder at the sacred fire. Couvrier, that I may gaze upon the unfathomable awesome water of the dawn. Nuo teso eko o kiekoa, and the vivifying and encircling aether may hear me. Arnomet, for today I am about to behold with immortal eyes, I, born mortal from mortal womb, but transformed by tremendous power and an incorruptible right hand, and with immortal spirit, the immortal Ion, and the master of the fiery diadems, I, sanctified through holy consecrations, while there subsists within me wholly for a short time my human soul might, which I will again receive, after the pressing, bitter, and relentless necessity which is pressing down upon me, I, whose mother is, according to the immutable decree of God, since it is impossible for me, born mortal, to rise with the golden brightnesses of the immortal brilliance. Oh, stand, O perishable nature of mortals, and at once me safe and sound after the inexorable and pressing need. For I am the Son, Sucondemo proco proa, I am macarfen mo propsucon proe. Here the text says to draw in 3 breaths, and then you'll have a visual or astral travel ascent that's deifying. But instead, I'm just gonna, it says to draw in breath from the rays, drawing up 3 times as much as you can, and you will see yourself being lifted up and ascending to the height. Instead, I'm gonna focus on drawing in, breathing in the rays of Mithras. I'm going to breathe in the divine light of Mithras while focusing on staying in my body. I'm trying not to have an astral projection. But see, that puts in my subconscious that I could astral project from this. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, right now I'm going to focus on breathing in the light of Mithras. So each day I light a candle at a solar moment, which is sunrise or noon, solar noon, or I'll do it at the hour of the sun, is my preference. At the hour of the sun, I read this beginning part of the Liturgy of Mithras, and then I just breathe in the solar energy of Mithras. And then after this video, I'm going to have one more cup of coffee, and then I'm going to go for a solar walk. I'm going to go walk for a rising sun walk. This is how I keep sacred space in the morning. I'm going to breathe in more energy of Mithras. This is a perfect way to open up the morning with sacred energy. And this is the first time, I think, in my videos. I've been making videos since 2008. I think this is the first time that I've actually done like meditations or like magic with the audience. And in my geomancy videos, I've been doing geomancy with the audience. I've been calling spirits with the audience. So this is interesting. I may start doing meditations with the audience. Oh, last night, by the way, this is technically my first video that's only for Patreon members only. No, I did a thank you one, but this is the first one where it's like just a regular. You're getting private material that you don't get elsewhere, okay? This is for Patreon subscribers only. After a year, I might make it available to everyone, like in 2025. You know, but right now you're in the cool people club, you know, getting my videos. So this is part of my private videos. But here I want to do more hands-on. You can meditate with me. I'll share more things from my personal spiritual path here. So this is for Patreon members only, and other people may get access after a year maybe, but this is only for people that are paying my Patreon, because you guys are like helping my channel financially. So thank you. Because of your support, I'm able to put 100% of my focus into making my channel. So, anyways, so now I'm gonna keep breathing in the energy of Mithras, this divine solar light energy, the life force of the sun god in Mithras. Now let's mix it up a little bit. We're gonna mix in a little bit of a modern magic technique. We're gonna assume the god form of Mithras. God form assumption is actually something that you see in the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, and then of course we do it in the AA and everything as well. So where's a good image of Mithras? Mithras. So it is a little gruesome, but it's Mithras killing a bull. This one looks a little cartoonish, this image, but this is actually a reproduction. This is actually from, I think, the 4th century, 3rd century. This is a fresco. It's painted and it's in its original colors restored. This is from the 3rd, 4th century. You see Mithras killing the bull. Now, to me, now I cannot speculate on what a secret society from 2,000 years ago believed, but to me, Mithras killing the bull seems like the divine nature slaying the lower nature, or slaying the appetites, or that part of us that gets in the way of achieving our goals, and that kind of a modern idea. But basically, the divine nature slaying the material nature. And I think that that's quite consonant and in keeping with kind of a Greco-Roman and kind of a Stoic and these different types of like ideas going around the Mediterranean at that time, you know. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. Mithras. You know what I was thinking about? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to visualize myself as Mithras slaying the bull. And it's not to be gruesome, not in any way, but it's symbolic, okay? It could be seen as slaying the animal passions or all kinds of different things. Or it could be seen as a cosmological event like Taurus, okay? But Mithras slaying the bull, I just invoked Mithras. So now I'm going to visualize myself as Mithras in this motif. And the idea is that through images, we psychically connect, or at least in the subconscious, we stamp the image upon the subconscious. From a modern rationalist psychological approach, we're stamping the image of the deity in the subconscious and deriving everything that the ancients put in it symbolically. From a more spiritual standpoint, you could say that we're shaping the aura, or we're invoking those energies through our visualization. So this is where kind of Eastern ideas of like visualization and meditation start entering into like these Western, well, in this case, ancient like Roman spirituality that lives on. So Mithras lives on, you know. Maybe the cult of Mithras may have died out in the 5th century or whatever, but today we're still finding Mithraeums, you know, under the ground caves, and learning more. You know, they're finding new inscriptions and everything. It was a very big Romanized religion, and I'm not at all saying that this Mithras liturgy, this quote unquote Mithras liturgy from PGM4, is a legitimate Mithraic ritual like that. I'm not. I'm not saying that it's the same thing, but what I think it could be is a late rendition or version of this in a Greco-Egyptian context. I think it's a reinterpretation. Do I think this is a ritual that was done in the Mithraeums by Roman soldiers? No, not at all. However, what I do think is that this is a late ritual developed by an Egyptian magicians that connected with the same type of energy, Mithras. Okay, so I see this as an Egyptian, like a reinterpretation. Okay, here's the thing: I'm not a scholar. I'm a practitioner of occult arts. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a professor, an academic. So whatever, I'm working from a practical standpoint, the liturgy of Mithras. Okay, so now I'm going to visualize the Tauroctony in all colors. I'm going to try to, I've got my eyes shut. I'm now going to visualize Mithras and the Tauroctony. Okay, and I invite y'all at home that want to do this, visualize Mithras and the Tauroctony, and this is the practice of God form assumption. Let's begin. And while you visualize Mithras and the Tauroctony, try to have no other idea enter the mind. So here we go. So we're visualizing ourselves as Mithras and the bull. Mithras and the bull. Mithras is slaying the bull. This may sound like a gruesome image for some, but it's his sacred image that's called the Tauroctony. He slays the bull. It probably represents some kind of astrological event with Taurus or whatever. Or you could say the divine self overcoming the passions, overcoming the animal nature. I'm visualizing myself. I have the red cape. I have the whole thing. I am Mithras. I'm looking over my right shoulder. Whatever people may think about these meditations and God form assumption, it's a good way to learn to control the mind because you're visualizing and you're not allowing your mind to drift. If your mind drifts, you bring your attention back to the image of Mithras slaying the bull. So I did a ritual invocation of Mithras from this text from the 4th century. This invocation that I did was basically an invocation from the Greek magical papyri. So I just did magic from like a 4th century papyrus. This invocation, I lit my candles. I did this invocation from the Greek magical papyrus. It's like from the 4th century. Next, what I just now did was it's called assuming the God form, and so I visualized myself as the deity, and that's basically it. I visualized myself as assuming the God form. But anyways, that's basically it. That is my morning video for y'all Patreon subscribers. I hope everyone has a good morning. I'm now gonna go take a sacred sunrise walk. So I did my sunrise ritual. That's private. I lit my candle. I made coffee. I said hello to y'all. Together we invoked Mithras, and then what we did is we visualized ourselves as Mithras, and the Tauroctony is the way to invoke him. So now I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Again, thank you for being Patreon subscribers. You're helping to support my channel financially. That means a lot to me. So you're going to get a lot of private content. And now I'm going to go begin my morning with a sacred sunrise walk. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. And we're going to bring in some of this positive solar light into our lives. Have a wonderful morning, y'all. Be sure to begin your day with positive energy. You can't always control how your day ends up, but what you can do is control how you begin your day. Tell yourself, I'm going to begin as a positive attitude. Whatever comes after, that's not on me. But what is on me is I'm going to begin. I'm going to make a concerted effort. I'm going to begin with a positive attitude, okay? So thank you, everyone. I'll see y'all in the next private for Patreon subscribers. Yeah, and everyone else later. Video for y'all for this. So, anyways, thank you for joining me, and I will see y'all next time. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. Bye, y'all.